What's up, people? Captain Trucker here, somewhere in Virginia, stuck in traffic, so I thought I'd make a video. Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's good to see you. In this video, I want to talk about, should I build a house or buy a house in America versus the Philippines, okay? So, many moons ago, before I had a career, well, between careers, I didn't have much money. And for years I struggled financially, and I sort of had this idea of falling in love with people and going to the Philippines. So I did. I became a father, and then I was like, OMG, I gotta go get a career again. So I became a truck driver, and then I realized, well, I also have to buy a house or build a house. And after all these years, you know, I fixed my credit and I'm in a good position now. And some people around me are like, well, why don't you buy a house in, you know, such and such neighborhood in California or Texas or, you know, something like that. And I think I've decided not to do it. And this is why. You know, all those years I was struggling, society, my fellow Americans and the Joneses, I don't think they'd look too highly on me, you know? And I always thought that the money was overrated because people go through ups and downs in life, and I feel like the middle class Joneses are kind of bought into slave debt, and they become kind of sheep in the system, and they start looking down on people. And so I thought to myself, you know, after all this time, after all these years, why am I going to go try to buy in with the Joneses, you know? These are the same people that will spit on you if you're homeless. They'll turn their back on you, and, you know, that sort of thing. So it would almost seem hypocritical of me at this point to buy a house in America. I would still rather sleep in the truck. So I've decided to build a house in the Philippines for my family and my son in particular. But staying true to my minimalistic values, I'm not going to build a huge house. So I think it'll be like one story, some bedrooms and a rooftop. Try to get solar panels. And yeah, it's under construction right now somewhere in Negros Occidental. I'm going to show you guys videos of it as it's being built. It took a while to like get the permits and stuff. And as people know, as a foreigner, you can't like own property in the Philippines. But it's really not for me, it's for my son in the future, that sort of thing. So yeah, and I kind of, you know, I didn't want to like go all in on the house, so to speak, because that's where like a lot of expats and foreigners fall into trouble, is they'll invest too much money, like they do here in America. They'll put too much of their net worth into a house. The problem, like if you do that in countries like the Philippines, you got to really know what you're doing and understand the real estate dynamics, because if you ever try to sell it, you might run into difficulty. And that's happened to a lot of foreigners too. So yeah, I mean, why am I going to go buy a house now in America? I'm just not going to do it. I feel like it goes against my principles at this point. I'm always talking about, you know, minimalism and living in debt and consumer debt and stuff like this. And depending on the situation, like real estate can be a good investment opportunity, but I just don't want to deal with a headache. I just don't care, you know? Because like all those years that you're poor, people would say like, oh, you know, you really want to live like us, but you just don't have the money to do it. Because that's like, you know, what the middle class thinks, some of them. But that was never my position, even when I didn't have money or did have money. And yeah, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to buy in. We're going to carve our own path, folks. We're going to try it different. I like to be mobile, man. I like having options. I don't like being stuck in places. They say, well, you can rent the house out and have somebody manage it and then flip it one day. Yeah, that's a possibility, but I'm tired. I like a simple life, you know. I'm not really a promoter of things that complicate the world or complicate your mind more. It's one of the beauties I like about the Philippines is that it's a simple place and a simple culture. And I think it's a good place to raise kids. All right, guys, so here's the deal. Look, there was a point in my life where I tried, okay? I tried to fit in with the Joneses, okay? I tried to be a part of the middle class society. I would buy new clothes. I would do, you know, contract work at corporate jobs and stuff, and like accounting departments, and I tried. I feel like they turned their back on me, not the other way around, okay? And the fact is I don't want to buy into this lifestyle. I don't think the American dream exists for the middle class in this country. I think they're getting shafted. I think they're getting the short end of the stick. I think they're bearing all the cost, doing a lot of the hard work, and I think a lot of them are tired of it. And I think a lot of people that get caught up in it end up bitter, and I don't want to be one of those people that, you know, looks down on the poor people and, you know, gets myself in consumer debt. So I'm not going to do it. I'm not buying in. But this is one of the things about being an expat. This is why we can escape some of these social limitations that society's put on us, okay? Being an expatriate. That doesn't mean we're not patriots, okay? It just means we're going to live in another country. You know, it's that simple. Like, we don't have to get tied down by even all this social political drama. We don't have to get tied down by the limitations of buying a house and living in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood and paying interest and being sucked into that vortex where we have to work the whole year and travel. I don't want any part of it, man. And we don't have to. And the people watching don't have to either. That's why I say, you know, some of you guys, especially if you're single, I say dump your apartment, go live in your car, live minimally if you have to. Start getting used to that mindset, save some money, and then move out to the Philippines or travel to other countries. I think it's a fantastic idea. I really do. But yeah, I mean, I'm done with the Joneses, dude. I'm not buying in. Like I said, all those years that I was poor, you know, they would say, oh, he doesn't really have social ideals and he's not really even a minimalist. He's just a poor person. If he had money, he'd be buying a car and buying a house. And it's like, I knew then that I wasn't like that. And so now, say I do that, then they'll be like, oh, well, see, I told you so. So I don't even want to, and I'm not going to. So we're going to build this house in the Philippines, folks. All right. We're going to stick by what we've been talking about. We're going to make this happen. All right, it's Captain Trucker. Please subscribe. Please share your comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you guys as always. Bye-bye.